Yo, y'all, you know what is crazy? I'm hearing a lot of black women talk about there are no good black men. Like, y'all got to be kidding me. Like, I'm here for all the smoke, because I'm going to tell you this right here. If you are one of the people that's saying there are no good black men out there, guess what? You're not a good black woman. That's right. You're not a good black woman, because there's no way that you've leveled up spiritually, mentally, emotionally. You got yourself together physically, and you're not running into that same type of man. See, birds of a feather, they really do flock together, right? So in the circles that I run in, the single brothers, they are dynamic brothers. They are leveling up. They're doing everything they can to be their best spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, in their business, in their careers, becoming entrepreneurs, like building $1 million companies. Are you doing that? If you are not, then keep your mouth shut. Go ahead your business, become your best self, and I guarantee you, a year or two from now, you will not be saying that there are no good black men. Shame on you.
I totally agree, because if you are a certain type of way, you're gonna attract people who are that certain type of way. Now, for the most part, you can't control who's attracted to you. People are attracted to whatever. People are attracted to animals. So you can't say for sure that, oh, everybody who's like me is gonna be attracted to me. No, even people who are not like you will be attracted to you, but who you bring into your life says a lot about you. Now, when I used to be a Rasta, yes, I used to try Rastafari for 7 years. We used to have locks and everything, eat clean and all of that. The type of people that I would be around is a different type of people than the people who I would be around before modern Rasta. You see what I say? So even the women are different caliber of women. The new friends that came into my life are different caliber of friends. You understand what I say? Because I'm on a different level spiritually right now. You understand what I say? Even diet. I start hanging around with more vegans. I start hanging around with more vegetarians. So if you say all men are shit or all women are shit, I guess you gotta look in the mirror and see if there's a big steaming load looking right back at you. You understand what I say? Because we are what we attract. We attract what we are. You see me? So it's really crazy when I hear people say, oh, this type of gender is not ish or that gender ain't ish. When in reality, you got to take a look at you.
So I was going to wait to comment on this, but I just couldn't. He's absolutely right. Comment. You hardly see men saying we don't need a woman. You never hear any woman in any other community saying they don't need their men except black women. And he's absolutely right. Quick history lesson. White women's liberation movement. You don't know anything about it, I would tell you to pick up a few books and read about it, because it has never benefited black women. It benefited white women, right? As did affirmative action. So here's the quick synopsis, right? Back in the day, white women decided that they wanted equality. They no longer wanted to just be in the house, be stay-at-home moms. So they started this whole movement of burn your bra, equal pay, yada, yada, yada. And they brought in all these other ethnicities. Specifically, they also brought in black women. Now, here's the thing. Black women took that movement and compounded it on steroids. Now you have black women screaming, fuck niggas, I need the bag, this, that, and this, and that, and the other, right? But let's be clear as to why this is happening. Racism. And institutionalized racism to be exact. The reason you don't hear these other ethnicities screaming about that is because they understand in order to build real generational wealth, right, you're going to need a two-party system to do it. We are the only ethnicity that are quick to talk about how we can do shit alone, but we still don't have the finances, the wealth, or the power that they do.
Hold on, let me pause that real quick. This is total facts. In order to reach somewhere, like, you have to build an empire. One person cannot build an empire. It takes multiple people to bring assets together and then flourish in life. Some of these people are saying, oh, I'm independent, I don't need this. Oh, I'm independent, I don't need that. It's going to take you longer, and it's going to be a harder battle for you to attain these things, as opposed to you having a partner and both of you guys put in equal effort. You guys are totally relieving half the burden on this individual here when both of you want to come together, blend resources, and then flourish. Feminism did a number on our women. Our women are now competing with our men. Our women want to be like men, and our women don't respect men anymore. I am all for female liberation, but if female liberation means me and you can't get along, I'm not with it. And we can see where a lot of feminists hate men. Just look on the internet. You'd see a barrage of videos. You see a ton load of videos. Kill all men. Men this, men that, hate all men. Men ain't shit. I'm not making this up. This is real. But anyway, let's continue.
Just take a moment and simmer on that. That is why, almost 200 years after slavery. And I understand, right, things like racism and other things have caused us to like continue to be an issue. But we're making the work easy for them by saying things like we don't need one another.
True.
By saying fuck niggas, fuck bitches, go get the money.
True.
Money is great, but guess what's even greater? When you can build together. Because 2 bags are better than 1.
Ooh.
And for a lot of you, you're going to disagree with me, and that's fine, right? But here's my attitude. Go read. Go read about the white women's liberation movement. Go read about how this racist institution caused black women to be single mothers and still to this day, the least desired of all the ethnicities and the least likely to be married. You're making it easy for them, sis. Here's my advice. Work on yourself. Vet better. And stop saying you don't need anybody, because you do. You're tired, you're sad, you're bitter. I see it all on the internet. That's my comment for the day. Let's dish. Because I'm sure there's going to be someone on this platform that's going to come and tell me I'm wrong. And then I'm going to give them a list of books they can read so they can figure it out for themselves.
So this lady, she totally broke it down, and she's saying she's not giving too much information because she wants you to do the heavy work. She's just here giving you the foundation. She's giving you the skeleton. Time for you to put flesh on it. Go and read about the female liberation and how it hindered black women from having successful relationships with black men. Government assistance, female liberation, that totally made black women turn from their man because they're told, oh, you can do it yourself. Anything he can do, you can do better. Anything he can do, you can do too. Now our women are competing with us. You see, black folks are so divided, and black folks as a whole, men and women, are so divided. We're divided by politics, and we're also divided by religion. And now what feminism did was directly go to our women and brainwash them into thinking that we are oppressing them as black men. Black men have no power in this country. You have black leaders for sure, and you have prominent black figures in the black community, but we don't run nothing. So for a black woman to say that black men are oppressing them and they need to be liberated from the same man they came over here on the boat with is crazy to me. It's the white man, the white woman, the black man, and then the black woman. First of all, the black man didn't put himself in this position, and the black man didn't put you below him either. Both of you guys came here on the same boat. All right? And we're going through the same problems. So please, my black sisters, think twice about this feminism thing. I am all for female liberation, but feminism had did a number on our black women, and our black women hate us.
Because they're not saying, I think white women are beautiful. They're not saying, I have a preference for white women. They're saying that in rebuttal to this conversation because they're tired of the black woman that won't go to the gym. They're tired of the black woman that doesn't have a hot meal ready when he comes home from work. They're tired of shit like that. So they say, you know what? Where can I go now?
Get you one.
What can I do now? Because every black woman I encounter got that attitude. I don't need you. I don't want you. I don't got to. Girl, I don't got to cook. You doing too much. That's the attitude that have us by ourselves. And I think that's a cop-out too. You by yourself because don't nobody want you. And now you just saying you don't get attached. That's what it was back in the days when you was like, oh, I did it myself. I don't want a boyfriend. I want to be cool. I'm in college. Guys aren't ready for a relationship. Did I deserve a relationship? Yes. Did I feel like as a woman that in my heart that I wanted one? Of course. I was just in an environment that wasn't conducive to it. So I conformed. I conformed to being what you would call a hoe for my college period because my environment was not conducive to me looking for no man. It doesn't mean I didn't want one. I think it's the same thing going on now. These women that say they don't want a man, they're lying.
Yo, I totally agree. Sometimes we want to be a specific way, but because of how society is, we got to conform. A lot of these women want to be great women, but the city girl talk is the most popular thing. Let his pockets hurt is the most popular thing. A lot of these dudes want to be good men, but the Russell talk, the toxicity talk, that's the talk of the town. Oh man, this is what's happening. This is the now. This is what we need to do. We are a bunch of people who have no minds of our own, and we go with the grain and not against it. We are still in the box that was designed by society, so we cannot go outside and express ourselves as individuals and think for ourselves. This is why I salute all independent thinker. It doesn't how left your idea is. As long as you're not radical and try to hurt people, I don't care how left your idea is. It means you're an independent thinker, and I respect that. But what this lady said, I totally agree. Black men do not prefer white women on a whole. You do have black men as individuals who prefer white women, but as a whole, most black men are married to black women, and that's facts. Blackdemographics.com, you go check it out. I'm not here to give you statistics. Go check it out yourself. Most black men are married to black women. What black men are saying, we are tired of the disrespect. We are tired of the lack of effort. I have to remain in my masculine frame 24/7, and I have to remain traditional 24/7, while you can turn it on and off whenever you feel like, whenever it pleases you. This is why a lot of men want to go 50-50. This is why a lot of men don't want to get married. This is why a lot of men don't want to take a woman serious or date women with kids, because a lot of times there's no perks for us as men to take up these burdens. So black men do not prefer white women. They just go where they're celebrated.
I ruined a lot of relationships operating in survival. I left my husband like 4 times operating off of survival. It is so important to unlearn those toxic things that you had to utilize in certain situations to get you by. You have to unlearn it. You will ruin yourself, your life, your kids, the people around you, right? If you do not unlearn those toxic traits and behaviors. I used to run. I ran from anything. Anything. You fucked with me, I'm out. You hurt me, I'm out. I don't gotta deal with nothing. Then I started running in my marriage, and I realized, why are you running? What are you so afraid of? I hate being hurt. I hate feeling like I'm out of control. And that caused me to ruin a lot of good relationships, good friendships, and almost ruin my marriage. That's it. That's the post.
This is clearly someone who's been scarred and is still learning and still healing. But what I love what she did, she documented her journey, and she put it out there for the young girls who operate on her timing, because a lot of people, even men, but for the purpose of the video, we're talking about women. A lot of women, when they take that hurt, right, they never want to get that hurt anymore. So what they do, the minute they see a similar situation or anything that's going down, like the one they encountered before, they dip. And that's a defense mechanism. That's what keeps you safe and keep hurt away. But what we need to do is learn how to deal with our triggers. We need to learn how to de-trigger our triggers. We need to take the ammunition out of the gun, so even if we get triggered, we know how to deal with that situation in that moment. Therapy should be a big thing in the black community. Now, a lot of our mental issues and a lot of our problems stem from slavery, and a lot of what we go through is the residue of slavery. And after slavery, black folks didn't get any counseling, so we're running around here like headless chickens, still trying to figure out ourselves at the same time. But I'm totally loving the content that these women are putting out. I love it. Ladies, salute yourself. Let's continue.
Stop criticizing men for not being emotionally available. It's not that they're not emotionally available. It's the simple fact that men have been conditioned to repress and neglect their own emotional needs. I'm going to break this down 2 ways, and I need you all to listen. When you all were children, men were handed action figures and toys and tool sets and blocks and stuff like that. And little girls were handed dolls and kitchen sets and easy bake ovens and things like that. So little girls were conditioned to be nurturing and to be attuned to emotional needs already, because when the baby cries, the little babies, the little dolls that they have, they cry or they poop or anything like that, they put the baby up, they change them, they pat, pat, pat. Oh, it's okay, rock, rock, rock. But little boys are handed action figures. These based off of these superheroes who typically, these vigilantes who typically, they don't cry, they don't really show emotion, they just problem solve, they analyze. That's just what they do. They save, they protect, that's what they do. So little girls have been conditioned as children to be nurturing and to understand emotional needs. Little boys have not. I'm gonna give you all a second example.
let's pause that real quick. I love the example she gave. Dolls and action figures. Now, men are going to be way more aggressive than females because that's how they were socialized. All these action figures, they fight in the cartoons and in the movies. They save the day. They save the damsel in distress. While the woman, her dolls, she probably have baby dolls and she probably have female dolls. You know, she probably nurture them. She probably pat the baby on the back, like she said, burp them, pretending to feed them. So that right there is her socializing to being her feminine, right? Express her feelings, you know, just be a woman, as opposed to this gentleman here, rugged and rough. So it's from a child, it's from this yay high. We've been socialized this way. So to come now and say, oh, these men are emotionally available, this is something that's been ingrained in this individual since a child. You're not gonna change him that easy, miss. But anyway, Keita, let's go, Bobby. I like this booby right here. Should I dark something about women with dark skin and their lips are a little bit darker. I love it. Anyway, listen to me.
Little boy versus a little girl. If a little boy falls and scrapes his knee and he goes and he's crying to somebody, most times people gonna tell them, shake it off. His parents, his grandparents, aunties, uncles are gonna say, shake it off.
Yeah.
Toughen up, man up. You're a little boy, why are you crying? But a little girl, as soon as she scrapes her knee and she comes around family, oh, it's okay, baby. And they kissing a boo-boo and they doing everything else. So little boys have already seen that a little girl's emotional needs, her physical needs, are always going to be prioritized over him. So instead of showing emotions, they neglect and repress their emotions. Instead of crying because they don't want to be criticized or shunned for their emotions, what they do is they start soothing themselves. They just toughen up. They dismiss their own emotions. That emotional neglect turns into self-soothing. And when that self-soothing starts to manifest, it turns into self-reliance. That turns into hyper-independence, to where they feel as though they can't depend on anyone. So a lot of times men have been conditioned not to be expressive. That's the reason why you see that. Society.
All right, let's pause that right quick. So when we put off our own feelings, we go to self-soothing. This is why a lot of men become alcoholics. This is why a lot of men start smoking marijuana, or even take it a step further and start doing harder drugs. Because we don't know how to deal with our emotions. We've suppressed it so much, we have no outlet. I know people who are addicted to marijuana. They have to smoke 3, 4, 5 spliffs a day just to be calm. When all this person have to do is just go to therapy and speak and express yourself. Even if you can't speak to your partner, go speak to someone who has a listening ear. A lot of men don't want to express themselves to females because you're going to seem weaker. Once you show emotion, she's going to look at you like you are weak. But let's get into that at the end of this video.
The same way even today, if a man cries in front of society, he's going to get laughed at, called the simp, called whatever. You too sensitive, you're feminine, those type of things. So society even still encourages that emotional repression. You know how hard it must be for a man to actually want to cry. He feel it deep in his stomach, deep in his chest, that he's sad but he can't express it. And here's an emotional trigger. Whenever you're constantly expressing your dissatisfactions, you're constantly nagging, you're constantly asking for this, instead of actually showing some type of appreciation, instead of giving them the safe place to speak, instead of allowing them to be seen, allowing them to be heard. Instead, you're always criticizing them, or you're always right, or you're always in a need to be in control. You are triggering them. And what you're triggering is more repression. What you're triggering is that dismissive or avoidant behavior. So I want you all to think about that. Instead of you saying that men are not emotionally available, maybe take some time to understand them so you can learn how to help them.
A lot of us don't know about the opposite sex. A lot of us don't know our triggers as the opposite sex. A lot of us don't know about the hardships the other sex has to go through. We as individuals, we need to learn women. Women need to learn men. So far gone, we don't even care about what we're interested, what the opposite sex is interested in. We only care about us and what we want. Oh, you have to do this for me. You have to take me here. But that's not a here and there. What this woman was saying is total facts. But men, you need your woman to see you as a stronger sex. You don't need to be as emotional as her. Even if you are, do not display that. Now, that's not all women. Don't get it twisted. You have women that are genuinely concerned about their loved ones. But for the most part, there are a lot of us out there that are so cold-hearted. You could be crying your eyes out and they're going to laugh at you. Just like what she said there. Society needs to see you as a monster. Be a monster. but know how to control the inner beast.
The black female collective delusion is running rapid. And I got my confirmation yesterday when I saw that femininity coaching April Mason matchmaking self closed her dating academy.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what rock I've been under, but I thought she just opened it. And her reason why is understandable.
She said, the majority that come to me have unrealistic expectations, the selfishness, fake everything, think they should be chosen because they have a vagina and good looks, the entitlement, just mean, not knowing the difference between being a woman and a wise woman, and will fight you to be strong, not knowing how to be versus do, thinking being a feminine woman is weak or pick me, whatever it is, placing the blame and not taking responsibility or accountability for the choices they made in men, being disagreeable, defensive, argumentative about everything, always finding something to nitpick about, looking for perfection. If you mention anything about doing something kind for the man they choose, is what he's going to do for me, and the list goes on.
I'm sorry, but I agree. I mean, women are out here, y'all tripping. Y'all are real selfish. Y'all are out here just not even caring about what men want. And I understand that men treated us that way for a long time.
This is for the men who somehow think that they're the prize. Darling, I'm paying my own rent, my own car note, my own car insurance, my telephone bill. Somehow you think you're the prize, and I...
Wait a minute. Let me just pause this there, because the first lady, I loved what she was saying, but who the hell is this? That's what you're supposed to do as an adult. You don't get a cookie for that. You guys doing it. We're doing the same thing too. I pay my own bills. We pay our own phone, rent, light, all the utilities, cable, internet. We pay that shit too. You don't see us acting like we're the prize. In actuality, if you guys were marrying up, the man is the prize. If you're marrying somebody richer than you, he is the prize. What do you have to offer but flesh?
Admit to you?
Is he asking you for peace? What exactly disrupted his peace for him to have to ask you for peace?
But the revengeful behavior, sis, it's all in my comment section. And then when I call women out on it, you're bashing. No, I'm not. But when you see me drag a Dusty to filth, you're clapping me on. Come on, y'all. Not all of us are on some goddess queen type of stuff. Some of us are serpents and peasants. I'm just telling you the truth. When someone is telling you the truth, you have to start taking accountability. Let's keep it a buck. Yes, there are different types of femininity, and not every woman is walking around here trying to be Lori Harvey. But I can promise you, manipulating men, not healing from your own shit, being selfish, lying to these men, using them, draining them financially, and whatever else y'all are out here doing to these men, it's not femininity, sis. That is not okay. You do not want that type of energy. The universe will give it right back to you.
Lovely. Love that girl. That's Sansuri. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. And that's the real talk. You can drag men, say whatever you want about men, the women will cheer you on. Yay! Yo, these niggas are bums. You go Negus. Yeah, them a bum for real. Yo, y'all niggas need to start treating your girls better. Yeah, tell them Negus. But the minute we start talking about woman, you hate your mom. Oh, why do you hate women? Oh, I'm sorry for the woman that hurt you. I'm sorry you were hurt back in your past. What? Just because someone's holding you accountable, that doesn't mean they hate you. I've never heard anyone say, when I say some of the most disrespectful things about men, I've never heard the men say, oh, you hate men. But the minute I'm trying to show a woman the chinks in her armor, I hate women. Now, I would accept that I don't have no manners. I'll accept that. But to say I hate women flat out, no. I don't hate women, nor I hate men. I just have a raw tone, and I say what I want about anybody. I'm not biased. Even if me wrong, more time I listen to some reggae song and the man might say fire, and some of the thing them when man might say fire, I get burned too. And that's me being an adult. I can take account for the things that I'm doing. The same thing when the man might say burn out in a song, me indulge. Don't drink up a devil juice. Me that with the red cup in my hand, I sip devil juice. I get a fire. I'm not feeling no way because why? It's not good for you. So sometimes when you hear man say this about woman, it don't necessarily mean him hate a woman. Because I tell you the truth, if me hate you, I'm not gonna give a damn. I'm just gonna watch you burn. Real talk. Real people who are hating life, I don't ever comment, I don't ever like nothing, I don't ever watch them, I just want to see them feel. So if I really hate you, I would never give a damn. Let me know what you think in the comment section. You don't know say One Nation and Imara Nation. Ladies and gentle G's, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit notification bell. You understand what I say? Up more!
I want to catch you squeeze your blood clot throat. Dirty woman, you know? Oh, you wicked son.
I'm sorry, I just had to. This is funny as fuck.